Today, we're going to talk about a huge vulnerability, one that a lot of businesses just don't see coming until it's way too late, and that's the weather. We're not just talking about being comfortable here, we're talking about your ability to keep the lights on and the work flowing when the environment decides to fight back. Welcome to the world of full-stack climate logistics. We usually think of the thermostat as just a comfort setting, but what if a massive heat wave or a sudden deep freeze wasn't just, an inconvenience? For places like data centers, big industrial sites, or even major events, it's a direct blow to your budget, your timeline, your entire productivity. All of a sudden, the weather literally has the power to shut you down cold. And this gets us to a really crucial shift in how we think about this. Climate control isn't just another utility bill you pay, like water or power. No, it's a mission-critical part of your infrastructure. It's that hidden variable that can absolutely make or break your entire operation. So how in the world do you manage a variable that big? Well, you need a whole new way of looking at it. And that's where this full stack idea comes in. It's all about seeing the entire system, not just the little white box on the wall. So this is what full stack really boils down to. It's not just about the AC or the heater itself, it's a complete ecosystem. It includes reliable power to actually run the thing, a constant supply of fuel to keep it going, and critically, the logistics to get it all exactly where it needs to be, and fast. Okay, so this ecosystem is built on 4 layers that all have to work together. As you can see, it all starts with the specialized equipment. But that fancy hardware, it's basically a paperweight without its support system. You need stabilized power, you need continuous fuel, and finally, you need strategic proximity. Let's break down exactly what that means. All right, first up, the equipment layer. This is where it all starts, the hardware itself. And in these really complex or extreme situations, your average portable unit from the hardware store just is not going to cut it. You absolutely need the right tool for the job. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Look at how this breaks down the options. If you're stuck in a high-rise office, no windows, a water-cooled unit is your only play because it doesn't have to vent hot air outside. For a massive open warehouse, evaporative cooling is an absolute game changer. And for protecting that one single vital server rack, you need the surgical precision of spot cooling. And the impact of having this kind of specialized gear is just staggering. Get this number, 33. Modern evaporative coolers can drop the temperature by 33 degrees. On a scorching hot summer day, that's the difference between a productive, safe work site and a very, very expensive shutdown. And the design is even smarter than that. A 10-hour runtime isn't some random number. It's specifically engineered to cover an entire work shift with a safety buffer built in. What does that mean? It means no stopping in the middle of the day, which directly protects your productivity and, of course, your bottom line. And hey, this specialized gear isn't just about cooling things down. As you can see, there are ground thaw units to keep construction projects going in the dead of winter. Massive 12 and 25-ton units for when a whole building's HVAC system fails, and even systems for managing air quality. It's a full toolbox for literally any operational crisis. But remember, the most advanced machine in the world is useless if it can't run. That brings us to the next layers of the stack, which we can think of as an infrastructure triangle that's designed to keep that equipment humming no matter what. So at the first point of our triangle, you've got the load. This is the HVAC unit itself. It's the muscle of the whole system, doing all the heavy lifting of changing the temperature. But that muscle, well, it needs energy to flex. And that brings us to the source, power. And this is so critical. In a lot of places, grid power is unstable or dirty, with little surges and dips that can fry sensitive electronics. A stabilized generator isn't a nice-to-have. It's a non-negotiable part of the stack that protects your entire investment. The final piece of our triangle is sustenance, fuel. You can think of fuel as the lifeblood of the entire operation. To get that real, uninterrupted uptime, you have to have a logistics plan for 24/7 fuel delivery. That's what guarantees your systems can run straight through any storm or any power outage. All right, now we get to the final and maybe the most overlooked layer of the full stack. You can have the best equipment, the cleanest power, and a full tank of fuel, but it's all useless if it doesn't get to you in time. This layer is all about strategy, because when disaster strikes, speed is everything. I mean, think about it. When your data center is overheating, every single minute of downtime costs you real money. Suddenly, the physical distance between you and a solution becomes a critical business variable. Proximity isn't just for convenience. It's a direct way to minimize the financial damage. So how do you actually make that happen? Well, it rests on 3 pillars. First, proximity, having a central hub that's ready to roll out to a major metro area. Second, expertise, 24/7 access to people who actually know what they're doing and can design a fix on the fly. And finally, mobility, making sure the equipment is designed with things like forklift slots so it can be deployed the second it hits your property. The whole system is just built for speed. So let's bring this all home. We've walked through the 4 layers of the full stack: equipment, power, fuel, and proximity. And understanding this isn't just some intellectual exercise. It really requires a fundamental shift in how you think about the environment's impact on your business. And if you remember one thing, make it this. The challenges you face from extreme heat or cold, they aren't really weather problems. At their core, they are logistics problems. And the good news is, with the right integrated full-stack approach, they are absolutely solvable. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. We know that a 33-degree temperature swing isn't just some hypothetical. It's a reality. The technology and the logistics to handle it already exist. So the only real question left is your operation actually prepared for it?